What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to West Coast Pop Reviews. It's your boy, Final Boss Knock, and Hollywood Zach. Daredevil Born Again, episode 4 is here. So shout out to all the poppers, the floppers, and the rampagers. Thank you for jumping in with your boys. And like every Wednesday, we'll throw our weekly reviews. We'll discuss, might argue a bit, and we'll have a few scores. All in the love of the Marvel and MCU and everything. Video games, pop culture, wrestling is here on this channel. So thank you all for jumping in and supporting the guys. It's been a good week. It's been a good episode, Zach. What are you thinking? Is it picking up for you?
It's picking up. It took the second half for it to pick up, but it's picking up, and I like it.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's in the right direction, and I can see, with the introduction of one of our favorites and John Bernthal's Punisher, it's going the right direction, man. I'm excited to see what we got going on here. But without further ado, everyone jumping in here, man. Hit some of these comments real quick. My boy Ed Fry's in the chat. This was a really well done episode. Lots of small things well done. We're definitely gonna talk about that as well. If you saw anything or any little details you want to point out, definitely let us know.
Yes.
I really enjoyed this one as well. The best episode so far of the season. Phantom X jumping in. What's up, man? Hey, everybody. Can we talk about how good the confrontation was between Matt and Frank? Only 10 minutes on screen, and this is already his best scene in the MCU. It's up there.
Yeah,
it's up there. I like his scene from Punisher, the original series. That's the famous one that was making memes about when he was in the courthouse and he's talking about, I love this. Like he fit the Punisher so well. So it was good to see him.
Yeah.
Mr. All Power. Next week is 2 episodes again. Yes, we'll get into that as well, man. Everyone who's jumping in here, we appreciate all the chats. But getting into the episode, Zach. They started teasing the Punisher right here. We've been seeing like the cops wearing his mark. We've been seeing they changed even the little poster here with the Punisher silhouette in the corner. Was this your favorite episode so far?
So far, yes, this was. I didn't like the first half of this episode, and we'll talk about it, I guess. But man, this episode needed it. It needed the villain back. It needed the hero back, and it needed these big guest stars. Not too familiar with Muse, but man, I like that. I like that I'm not going to be nitpicking what Muse is about. And this is brutal. This is what I wanted.
Is exactly what I wanted, man. I was afraid it was going to go the Defenders route where we wait so long to introduce the hero. By the time we introduce it, the show's almost over. Yeah. I hope we're getting to it. Like Miss All Power said, we have 2 episodes next week. I hope we get to the action. That's all I'm missing right now. Just hit me with some action, and I'll be all aboard.
Please, something.
Please.
Yeah, I'm very excited to have Frank Castle back.
Yeah. Like Zach said with Muse, I'm not too familiar with him as well, but he does look creepy. It looks like we've got some stuff going on. I like how they cut some of the scenes, have his scenes throughout the show, and kind of seeing like a bit what he's doing. Very, very creepy stuff. Any fans of the 100 out there? I got some flashbacks to that show when they were freaking taking a guy's blood and stuff and hanging people up. That was insane. But yeah,
I'm interested in this. Again, when we get to the Frank Castle stuff, this was the reason Frank Grillo, right? No,
from Captain America.
I'm thinking of the wrong guy. John Bernthal. That's the reason he came back, was because it was rewritten. He didn't like the original script that was scrapped. So if they wouldn't have redone this, we wouldn't have had the Punisher.
Yeah, I'm glad they got him in there, man. And I can't imagine what the original looked like for him to want to walk away from this one.
Right.
So I'm glad they got him in there. But yeah, getting into the episode 4, man. I'm loving the posters we got going on here as well.
Very street art, and it fits with the Banksy Muse character and the BB Street interviews.
Yeah, BB out here working the system and getting the exclusives from the clubs, doing her thing. I like that we're seeing her character develop a little bit, keeping up with her. I'm sure she'll have more of an expanded role. It seems like everyone's getting an expanded role in season 2. Everything's happening in season 2, apparently.
We'll get to spoilers of season 2 later on.
Yeah, but regarding this, I don't have a specific slide for it, but I just found it hilarious. One of the things Zach was mentioning throughout these weekly episodes was giving Wilson Fisk too much to say during his scenes. So I found it when he was completely quiet and we got to see him act when the children were singing "We Built This City" to him. That was hilarious, unintentionally hilarious to me. I just got to see him like just be so uncomfortable. Like he wanted to just strangle every single one of them.
That was great. That's the scene I want from Wilson Fisk. That's what I like.
Yeah.
And the little side note that I'm sure people saw, they had to redo that scene because the original kids that they had were too good of singers, so they had to find people that were off key to.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Man, that whole scene was it was. I wanted to skip it, but
I needed that. I needed that like Tony Soprano-esque kind of scene of him.
Yeah, because they found the kid that little tone deaf over there, but that's all good, man. Great scene, great stuff. Yeah, literally. But jumping into, like we said, we're seeing all these markings pop up. Muse is out here doing his thing, man. Not a good thing, but I want to know the character that did wake up, though. I feel like we're going to see more of him that woke up, who got kidnapped by Muse. It seemed like they had a bit of a focus on him, so I'm wondering if he's going to turn into some character later on.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, like Knock, once you get like speaking lines or even yelling, that's kind of a big deal. So maybe maybe it's nothing, but maybe that is something then.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes, man. Then getting more into it, I found this. This was like a little side character with more Matt Murdock being a lawyer. He picked up a kind of a freebie case. They're kind of short on budget right now. So a character, I forget his name, is blanking out on him, but he stole some caramel cord, I think. And it seems like it was a whole conspiracy. I'm thinking, oh, they're trying to set him up or something. Turns out he really did it. And Matt found his way to, he likes to talk to the ladies, man. He's smooth with his, I can smell that. I can smell the cookie you ate this morning, and he got his first in 10 days. Matt is out here, man. He's looking like Bruce Wayne out there with how he talks to the ladies.
He's looking like something.
Oh man,
I know this was weird because he has that girlfriend, and just kind of like the things that he said to her. It's fine.
I guess he could get away for being blind. I guess maybe that's what's going on.
Baby, I thought that was you. Oh, I'm sorry. Who was that?
Yep. But again, another more scenes of not a lot of action, but some lawyer stuff. Feeling like Suits, man. I turned into Suits. And then right here, Wilson Fisk, pretty much he's trying to take away all the power from the ports. He wants to turn it into his own thing. You can see him getting back to that villainous ways, because this is what he would do as the Kingpin, the villain. He would go after these mob bosses and take away their territory. He's kind of trying to do that as the mayor, but as the mayor, there's a whole lot of red tape, all this stuff that he can't do. He has to go through in these different processes. So he's kind of struggling with balancing that. Again, a lot of character stuff here, a lot of interesting seeing the parallels of Wilson and Matt Murdock trying to live these regular lives as these criminals, or as these like a criminal or a hero, but in the real world. Funny enough, the villain Wilson Fisk going into politics as a villain, and Matt trying to be a lawyer as a hero. So it's an interesting parallel, but again, the action's lacking, man.
Talk about trying to balance things. I was trying to balance my eyelids during the first half of this episode. I don't really care too much about this stuff. I get that it needs to be done for the episode.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing it right. I don't think they're doing Wilson Fisk hard enough. I think they're doing him too Trump-esque, maybe. And I think the stuff with Matt Murdock getting this case was very weird, because you threw all this stuff like this guy was guilty, and then he's complaining because, why you keep bringing up my rap sheet? Then they brought up his rap sheet, like, oh, well, that's why, because like you're like, it was just like how they set this whole half of this episode up was just, oh, so frustrating. So many things I don't care about in this series until we get to the second half. After the second half, even. Jesus Christ. This is nap time again. Daredevil nap time again.
I'm waiting, man. I'm trying my best to wait and get to like the good stuff that really made the Netflix series so incredible. But yeah, we're getting there. I feel like Wilson sees, I don't know his character's name. I forget his name. I feel like Fisk sees himself in this character, and that's why he's bringing him along here, because he's clearly unqualified. He had a huge mess up. Yeah, but I feel like he sees himself in him, and that's why he's cool with it. And that whole loyalty he talked about. And then the woman over here, I thought she did a really good job in all her scenes. She's a really good actress.
Yeah, she's really good. And I feel like they're just I don't know. You got Tony Soprano's kid, and they're trying to make Kingpin even seem half as good as Tony Soprano as a villain, and they're failing on all these accounts, and they're still doing the other Tony Soprano thing, couples counseling. It's so terrible. This needs to get the hell off of the show. This is some of the worst crap, and it's so boring. I mean, it's not like the worst television. It's just so uninteresting, and it's so dry and bland. I hate the counseling scenes. You know what I did not? I did my laundry. I did the floors. I did my taxes again a second time because I did them the last episode. I just did them to double check. There's so much to do other than watch these counseling scenes, but they keep putting them in there. And this one was over 10 minutes long, I think.
That's insane. Speaking of it, again, and I like the woman that plays his wife. I think she's a really good actress. She killed it in the original series, but like, it's just it's like run of the mill routine stuff here. Like even at the end, like it just feels like they're kind of forcing certain things in there. This could have been like 2 seeds at most. Like we didn't need all this. Like I don't know where they're going with this, but I do recognize like Vanessa has changed. I feel like she's kind of turned into a mob boss in her own right. Eventually, I feel like they're going to get back on the same page because clearly they think a lot alike.
It doesn't even matter. What matters then is if this is part of some comic book storyline they're going for that maybe we're not aware of. Otherwise, if one of them tries to kill the other one, that's the only reason this matters. I don't care about their relationship. I don't care about Kingpin's relationship. I don't care about these things. I don't know. I know like people who get into the series might care about these things or the writer does, but just as a casual viewer, I don't care about these things. And these are things that are going to make me go, Secret Wars? I'm fine. I'll catch it on Disney Plus.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It makes me wonder with the original write-up they had, how much of this they'd really dive into. How much lack of action did we really have in the original one, man? And like the direction, because this is something. And I'm a big fan. Speaking of acting, though, again, this girl who plays this character, the Ayala, the daughter, I forget her name in the show, but she killed it as well. She surprised me how good she is. They said she might be able to take up the mantle, be the next superhero for the White Tiger, and have her like either a show or be in a movie. I can see it now. She could act.
Pretty sure they're going to put her in Secret Wars now, but the rumor is since the amulet lit up by her, she will be the White Tiger. But they're really trying to figure out young Avengers, and now her name's popping up as one of the main ones rather than one of the other ones that are in their mid to late 30s.
Oh my goodness! Well, we'll see how that goes, man. But I was wondering,
which is great.
I was wondering with the amulet, like, can anyone just pick it up and start winning, or does it has to choose you, kind of like the ring? Does it have to, to be next in line? So that's a good point. That's interesting. I didn't catch it at light up, but after all this, that incredible scene she had with Matt was killing it. My boy Charlie Cox was having a lot of great scenes in this episode. He discovers there was no evidence in the scene, but the bullet might have rolled down the hill into the sewer. He found it. Somehow he felt the markings of the Punisher because you can't see it. I don't know how you could feel that, but he felt it, and he went to go see Frank. And that's my man when the episode got hot, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so hungry for some action." Just him roughing it up a little bit, it got me excited. I sat up in my chair, I was ready. Zach, what's going on here, man?
This is what I was waiting for. Finally, some grit, some meat on the bone, some characters. Even Charlie Cox added more character from what we've seen from the previous Netflix installments. This was it. It was too short. I know we're getting the Punisher one-off after this. I don't know how much more he's going to be in this, but I'm very excited to see more of this. I'm glad they got John in here and reworked the character, so it's something that he wanted to do. And holy crap, this was good. Everything about this was good. The dialogue, the editing, the cuts, everything was so well done in this. And how Charlie Cox managed to skate the line between like wanting to hurt this man and trying to keep his cool. Ooh.
It was so good, man. You see him take a jab at Frank, at Mr. The Punisher. And the Punisher's like, I love this man. Great stuff. Like he wanted more. Like he wanted to get it out of him.
He was us.
Yeah. So actually, it was literally the face of the people at this point. I don't think they did it on purpose.
Right.
He literally was. So
come on, let's go. Oh fuck, this is good.
Yeah. So I love the way this is the most like the Punisher I think he's felt since I've seen like the show. I enjoyed the show. I know it had its faults, especially season 2. But I enjoyed it, and I want to see more of this because again, John Bernthal is the perfect Punisher, man. He's so good at this role, and this just encapsulated all of it, man. This just showed you the potential you have here. So if you get the one off, that'd be cool. I wouldn't mind getting even more, even get him his own series back, or put him in one of these movies, man, because he can really hold his own.
I say do one-offs. I like the idea of this one-off. I think some of their series, I don't know if they know how to handle series that well. I loved, WandaVision and a couple other ones, but man, I just series in general start to drag after a while.
Yeah. I mean, well, we'll definitely see. I mean, Hawkeye's getting a season 2. That's the only one I think of that from the original Marvel shows that came out. But yeah, if the one-off, if it's like a what's the one-off? Like 2 hours? Like how much time can we really get with a one-off here?
Yeah, and that's fine. A movie, or even if it's a limited series, if you do 3 episodes that are about an hour each, I'm fine with that. Because you're probably writing it as a script, and then you just cut it and for production reasons, put it out as a limited series.
I'd take that. I think that could work. But yeah, the show didn't get that hot till this, and then just skipping to the end here, we got to see all of his masks lined up, and got to see him finally train, and we've seen Fisk really get at it with the guy he talked about in his counseling session.
Yes.
This has to be the tipping point, right? First of all, these masks are really cool.
They are very cool. I hope this is the tipping point, and maybe this is why they're doing both episodes next week. I heard rumors that Daredevil doesn't put the costume on until episode 6, so maybe that's it. That's the rumor I heard. But
Defenders all over.
Yeah, so maybe that's why they just put it in with the 1 week, and then that's why you're not waiting even longer to. Holy crap!
That'd be smart, because you would have lost a lot of interest if you didn't go back to back.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, I think obviously, so the yellow one we saw in She-Hulk. Mm-hmm. I think the red one's from the original. I don't remember. I think was the black, that darker one on the right in the movies.
Oh. I don't know. Did we see the gray one? Was that in the Netflix?
I don't remember seeing the gray one. I don't remember seeing the original. I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing that one.
If anybody knows, let us know, because I'd love to figure out, since I missed the Daredevil Netflix series, where these things come into play, because I remember them from the comics.
Yeah. But I like that he had the whole setup. I thought it was pretty cool, man. And then they paralleled again with Wilson Fisk's character. And
again, doing Tony Soprano thing. I just got to cut off. Again, Tony Soprano. They're doing the Tony Soprano stuff. They're making Kingpin be this like big New Yorker, like he's eating sausage and peppers. That's like such a thing that's in the Sopranos. Like, just cut it out. Cut it out. Tell someone
heavily influenced.
It's
Yeah, let Wilson be his own character. He's his own, iconic character. You don't gotta take from somebody else. But Muse, this creepy looking dude, man. What are you thinking so far?
I like it. I like it because it's just a tidbit. This Muse was, I think, in 2016. I think he was created. But I like it. It is very gruesome. It is very extreme, and this is a cool side character. It's not like a big end of the world villain, and this is their street level thing for Daredevil.
Yeah, this is intense street level. So we'll see how this goes, and then we'll get to some fight scenes and get to. I'm trying to see when he will get discovered, because right now he's working too well in the shadows and not being discovered. So I want to see what finally opens that gate to like, oh, this is going on, and I'm kind of afraid it might involve BB.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think she might get involved in this, and that might open her up to seeing Matt Murdock, a different side of him, a Daredevil or whatever. And I wonder if Daredevil or Matt knows that this is that was the guy's name, Ben the reporter. If this is his daughter, I wonder if he keeps eyes on that, because he was very close to that character. So I'm just curious if anything like that.
Okay, we'll see, I'm just reading up about something here where he took. I don't know if the judge's name was mentioned in the show, with Judge Laird in the comics here, who took him down to the sewers and did kind of like what we saw at the end of this episode. So it seems like he will be doing some vigilantism within the court system as well. So that might be who's down there.
Interesting. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, I knew from jump when they did the counseling scene that Fisk did something to the guy. I thought he would just killed him, sent him up, chopped him up, did his own thing. I didn't know he was keeping him as a pet in the cage.
Who is he?
He's the guy that Vanessa had the affair with.
Okay, but there's like nothing else to him. That's just it.
I don't know anything else about him.
Okay,
That's
I'm fine with that. That's cool. That's cold blooded. I like that. So
yeah.
I'm fine with
Someone
that.
wants to fill me in. I don't know who this guy could be, but he looks like he's seen his better days.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was pretty much the whole episode. Again, not really heavy action, just Frank ruffling Matt a little bit, and then Matt doing some moves on top of the rooftop. You know, that was cool. But I'm still waiting for him to get busy, man. That's what I'm tuning in for.
One of the most exciting things of this series so far was obviously the first episode with the fight scenes and Foggy and stuff.
Yeah.
But like other than that, it was Matt Murdock training. Like
It's
that
been
was
it's
like,
been like this.
And it took 38 minutes to get into the great part of this episode, which is great.
Yeah.
The last end of this episode was fantastic, and hope that's what carries into next week's 2 episodes.
Yeah. So like just unleash everybody, man. Take off the restraints.
Yes.
Let them just go next few episodes. And we set up enough. We already set it all up, man. We're good. If this was a movie, we had 4 hours to set up. We're good. Just
Yeah, we're good. Holy crap.
And then you said, since we're going to talk at the end about some of the spoilers for season 2. We'll do our grades here.
Okay.
I'll start it off here. I think it's another 3 out of 5 for me. I was borderline 3.5, but again, just the lack of action and with the one good scene, 10 to 15 minutes out of the whole episode, I was super locked in. So I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 for me this week.
Okay, I'll give this my highest rating that I gave so far for any of these. I'll give it a 2.9. Same reasons you had. Look, it's so much. This episode was the same crap I didn't like about the other episodes, but the last bit is like, this is what we tuned in for. This is it.
Yeah.
This is what we wanted. The acting, everything was so well done that it just added on so much to the score.
Really, really did, man. So yeah, shout out to them. Let us know in the chats again what your score is for the week. How are you enjoying Daredevil? And we'll be here next week for a 2-episode debut, 5 and 6 next week. With that being said, if you guys tune into the West Coast Poppers, Floppers, Rampages, really appreciate it.
Hold on.
If you don't want any, no. If you don't want,
you got it. Okay, you got it.
If you don't want any spoilers, you can jump off here and leave your comments with your score. But if you want to get into some season 2 stuff, you want to get into the deep end with Daredevil Born Again. Let's get into it, Zach. What is going on here?
Oh, this is just like one of 3 new redheads in the MCU. I have a Spider-Man 4 spoiler too. Yeah. Kind of, not really. This is Karen. She's back. She's with a roughed up Matt Murdock. So she's got red hair. Yeah. So they're filming. She's back. They're filming multiple scenes. No footage of Foggy yet. So
yeah, I think they're keeping him on the wraps. Keep him in the studios. I think this plays into the fact that she's in witness protection. I think that has to be it.
Okay.
Funny enough, they went with the redhead gimmick in New York. Mary Jane. A whole lot of Mary Jane stuff being spun around.
Well, there is another redhead that is going to be. So the rumor about Spider-Man 4, if you haven't heard yet, is the main villain is going to be a female. And then the add-on to that is the rumor that I heard is the person cast as that they already have cast is another redhead with the initials SS. So if anyone can figure that out, please pop it in the chat. A redhead named SS to play the main villain of Spider-Man 4. And Knock, I have to ask you, what female Spider-Man character can you think of that's even big enough to be a Spider-Man 4 villain if they are going to do Battle World, or if the rumor is true and Doomsday is pushed back, so Spider-Man 4 can be a street-level movie? Is it Black Cat, or is it someone else that we don't know of, or are they just going to maybe gender swap like they did in with Doc Ock in Across the Spider-Verse?
Oh, yeah, Across the Spider-Verse. That's a tough one. I can't imagine. I don't think Black Cat should be a main villain. She could be a villain, type of, good guy. She plays both sides. So I don't think that's a main villain type.
Yeah.
SS. I'm trying to go through. Besides Batman, Spider-Man's the only one with like a super deep rogues gallery. There's a lot you can pull from here. I thought Kingpin was a rumored villain. I thought they were getting him ready to be he's tearing up New York. He is in New York with Spider-Man.
I don't know. I'll just counsel, and I don't think I want him in Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
They should, though. That'd be such a cool crossover, especially if they do put Matt Murdock in there.
mean, is Peter not paying attention to what's going on to his city? The mayor, is kingpin now.
Right.
But SS, that's a good one. I don't have. I'm drawing a blank right now. I don't really have anybody in mind.
And if it's a redhead, it can't be Sydney Sweeney because she's naturally blonde.
That is an SS though.
I know, and she was rumored for Black Cat.
Don't tell Mr. Allpower that.
I think he's the one that started that rumor here in Hollywood. Then the trades got a hold of it.
Oh man, he might have more influence than we thought. What you doing,
I think Mr. Allpower is casting Spider-Man 4. Let us know who SS is. I really don't know who SS is.
I have no idea, but yeah, I did see this leaked image of Karen Page. It's gonna be interesting, man. As long as season 2 comes out within a reasonable time, I'll be fine with it. But seeing all these leaks while season 1's still going on, I'm still waiting for season 1 to heat up. It's just like, what are we doing here?
Right. I think the good news about this is we might even get this next year, and it might be how television shows are supposed to be, a season a year.
Yes, exactly. We're looking at you, House of the Dragon.
See you in 2026.
If we're lucky. But yeah, that was our Daredevil review. A few little spoilers for season 2. Let us know in the chat what you guys thought, man. We'll be here next week with the 2-episode debut, 5 and 6. I gave it a 3 out of 5 this week. Zach got a 2.9. I want to give it a 5. I'm waiting for a 5-level episode.
I know.
But we'll see. We got next week with 2 episodes. They got 2 chances next week. Join us next week to the West Coast Poppers, Floppers, and Rampagers. It's your boy, the Final Boss Knock, Hollywood Zach. Peace out, y'all, and have a great day.